It's beer o'clock on Real Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Bryggeri and it's their Eklo's Rhoda. This one's coming in at 5.2% ABV. Green bottle cap on this one. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. I'd like to thank lsta over in Sweden for sending me the beer. Reviewed some absolutely fantastic beers from lsta over the last few months. Catch them at the Bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout was absolutely fantastic, along with their double IPA and their regular Imperial Stout, which was not regular at all. It was actually very, very good. Now then, this beer, bit of a red ale going on. Loads of carbonation. Look at that carbonation rushing from the bottom of the glass. It's a lovely red amber coloured ale. It's a 2-finger, slightly off-white head. Using a glass, which is quite a chunky little number. It's quite a heavy glass. It's a clear beer. Let's get the aroma. And what is it about red ales? They smell like red ales. It's just one of those phenomenons in life when it comes to beer. A red ale smells almost red. It's berry, it's fruit, it's hoppy. Then it's sweet. I imagine it's the type of malt that's used. It's a nice sweet malt, and that helps to kind of bring through the fruity kind of hops that are in the beer. Grapefruity, a little bit piney. It smells marvellous. I'm going to dive into this one. Cheers. Yes. Balance, sweetness, a nice biscuit flavour from the malt, breadiness. It then goes over to being very hoppy on the back end, nice and bitter. When I say very hoppy, what I mean by that is it's very grapefruity and fruity. Vitamin C, loads of flavour, and then a moderate to high level of bitterness. It's a nice balance with that sweetness up front. But I tell you what interests me about this beer is the amount of, it's a little stout-like, only very small, but it's got very small stout porter qualities. It's got nice caramel tones. There's a little bit of coffee bitterness. There's a little bit of bitter chocolate bitterness, and I mean minuscule. It's small amounts, but it's enough to make you think, oh, it's going over, especially with the colour. It's in between that light pale lager stroke pale ale look and stout, which is very dark black beer. Kind of in the middle. So you're picking up them little stout hints, if you like, in the flavour. But the sweetness up front, then that little stout quality, then that bitterness, and then on the back end that breadiness gives it, I call these beers tightrope beers, because one minute you're kind of walking along the tightrope and it's going sweet, then it's going bitter, then it's going sweet, then it's going bitter. Really good stuff, really good stuff. It's one of them thinking beers that you sit down and you start pulling all sorts of flavours from, little hints of vanilla, little plum notes. And every time I drink a Swedish beer, a good quality Swedish beer, which 95% of the time is true. I've had the odd crocodile lager, I've had the odd, can't think of the name of the brewery now, Bulldog, something Sitting Bulldog Pale Ale, can't think of the brewery's name for the life of me, but they were kind of, you know, they were large breweries getting involved with craft beer, apart from Crocodile Lager, which is just Crocodile Lager. They were kind of, you know, okay-ish, quite decent beers, but this is the real deal. And a lot of the other Swedish beers are the real deal also. And it just makes me want to jump on an aeroplane, visit one of their amazing beer festivals, and just spend a few days recording videos and drinking great beer and just enjoying myself. Because I've never been to Sweden. I'd like to see the culture. Would I eat some of that smelly fish in a can? I don't know. Probably not. But anyway, let's get back to this. Ballsta Brewery, Eklo's Rhoda. Let's give it a rating. I'm glad, in a way, that Ballsta Brewery decided to send this to me, because when I was on their Facebook page, I seen this on their header, and it immediately stood out to me because I'm a fan of red ales, and it's not disappointed at all. Look at the way that head, and I've not kind of washed the glass round. That head's just stayed very consistent. Nice tiger lacing on the glass. It's a very, very good beer. Time for a rating then on Ballsta Brewery Rhoda, Eklo's Rhoda. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 from real ale craft beer. I would certainly look to drink it again. I would certainly look to buy it again, and I'd like to try it on cask really in Sweden if it's ever possible, to get the channel over there and do some recording. Thanks for watching. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.